Hey everybody, Anthony Leather here, and I'm in sunny West London today to ROG Someone's Rig with ASUS, powered by AMD. He lives just over there, and let's go and check him out.
Hi.
Hi Richard.
Hi.
Anthony,
Okay?
I'm here to ROG your rig.
Perfect.
So Richard, congratulations again on winning the ASUS ROG Your Rig competition. So as we spoke about earlier, I'm going to be taking your PC away and completely pimping it out and seeing what I can do with it. So why don't we talk about, when you bought the PC, what you use it for, that kind of thing.
I've never really won any competition or anything before, so I thought let me just go ahead and try, and yeah, brilliant. It's the best thing ever happened. Yeah, I bought the computer about 7-8 years ago and played loads of games at the time and really liked it, really enjoyed it. The technology is moving forward now so fast that just can't keep up. Now I've got the time to play a bit more games now. I just really want to kind of move forward and put it to the test, and I'm super excited to see what this computer will be able to do for me.
We'll take your PC away and hopefully we'll come back with something that can do that for you.
There you go, Anthony. It's yours now.
Thanks a lot, Richard. We'll take this away and we'll get it pimped for you.
Perfect, brilliant. Can't wait.
Bloody hell. Goodness sake. Okay, let's get this back and get it pimped. Okay, so we're back in the lab from seeing Richard, and we're going to try and ROG his rig, or probably build him a new one. So let's talk about hardware. First of all, we've got an AMD Ryzen 5 1600 processor, which we're going to overclock for him. Then we've got an ASUS ROG Strix GTX 1070 Ti, which we're also going to water cool. And then finally, we've got the ASUS ROG Strix X370F Gaming. And all of that's going to be water cooled by EK Waterblock components. We're going to have some really great looking rigid tubing, some red coolant. So let's crack on with the build. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and install the processor and memory into the motherboard. So just got to make sure we get these the right way around and don't drop it because it's got some really delicate pins on the underside. There we go, smash that. With the memory, slotting that into place, it's a bit stiff, but once it's in, it's in. And there we go, so we're going to crack on with the rest of the build. So we've decided to ditch 2.5-inch drive with this build and make use of the M.2 port. So here is the M.2 SSD, which is in the form of a 500GB WD Blue. So we're just going to go ahead and install that. There you go, as easy as that. Okay, so we're going to be fitting completely custom liquid cooling for the build, and to start with we're going to be fitting the processor Waterblock, which is the EK Supremacy Evo with an AMD mounting bracket there. So we're just going to remove the protective layer, all nice and shiny underneath. And now we're just going to install some thermal paste onto the processor. And then just place the Waterblock into the standard AMD mounting bracket, so it's really easy to do. Okay, so part of the custom liquid cooling that we're going to be using is an EK Waterblock's X-Res 100 Revo. So you've got a combined pump and reservoir here, and then we've got a EK Uni pump bracket which mounts to the back, so we can hook that up straight to our radiator, so no drilling holes or anything like that. And the pump also comes with a PWM cable, so we can connect that to the motherboard and actually control the pump speed to quieten things down a bit. So let's go ahead and install that. Okay, so we're getting there with the build, and first bit of hardware to go in is going to be the Corsair RM550X power supply. Then we're going to be installing the first water cooling components for the custom liquid cooling, and so it makes it really easy to install the radiator, and the radiator will basically fit on there like that, so that's what we'll be doing. Okay, so we're going to be installing the radiator now, so notice we've got the barb fittings at the top. That's so the air can be expelled out the top, so you completely bleed the radiator of air instead of it sitting in there and reducing your cooling performance. So we're going to go ahead and just slot this into the front of the case. And that's the radiator pump and reservoir all fitted into the case along with the fans as well. So let's carry on with the build. Okay, so next up we're going to be fitting the Waterblock to the graphics cards. So you'll need to apply thermal paste and thermal pads, and that's after you've removed the heatsink and the backplate from your graphics card as well. So you need to remove those, keep all the screws safe in the box, and then you can install the Waterblock. We're just going to be chopping up some tubing here before beveling the edges using some sandpaper, and then fitting the tubing into the EK Waterblock's fittings. So let's go ahead and finish off this last bit of tubing here. Quite messy work, just a bit dusty, so you'll want to just sand the end of the tube, and then you just want to go around the edges, just giving them a bit of a bevel, because they won't fit in if they're straight. And we'll just do a test fit for now to make sure it goes in. And there you go, that slots straight in, and then all you have to do is lock the ring over the top and you're good to go. So we've just added the clear coolant before adding some red Mayhem's dye. Okay, so we finished the build and we've got Richard coming in just a second. So I've got Anthony here from ASUS ROG. So Anthony, what did you think of the build?
Yeah, I did manage to have a quick little look underneath the cloth here. Looking super, super nice. Very hyped for Richard for this one. Yeah, I've got to say I'm impressed with your work here. What Richard doesn't know, of course, is that we have actually chucked in some extra goodies as well, which are also hiding under this cloth. So he's going to be very excited for that, definitely.
Excellent. So we've got Richard coming in just a minute, so we're going to get ready to hand it over to him. Okay, Richard, welcome to our labs. I'm really excited to show you what we've been doing. We've been rogging your rig, and are you excited?
I'm super pumped, so I really want to get started and think about all the different games I can play. Very eager, anxious to see what it looks like.
Brilliant. So we'll go ahead and we'll show you what we've got for you. So, Richard, this is your new PC. I'll be honest and say that we couldn't really do a lot with the last one. So I'll just talk you through the hardware. You've got an AMD Ryzen 5 1600 processor, which is overclocked. You've got an ASUS ROG Strix GTX 1070 Ti, and you've got a Corsair power supply, Corsair memory, an ASUS ROG Strix motherboard as well, all housed in this Corsair 570X chassis.
So you've just seen the awesome build that Anthony has made for you, but I didn't want to stop there, so I thought we should chuck in a few extra little bits for you as well. So we've got the ROG Claymore keyboard, full mechanical keys, and this number pad here. You can actually take that off. So if you don't want to use it, you can just move it to the other side. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff with that. There's a Gladius 2 mouse as well, full RGB as you can see. That's all going to sync up with the rest of the build as well, so you can set everything exactly how you like. ROG scabbard, massive size mouse pad, and it's also water resistant. So if you spill anything on there, you're not going to have a problem with that. We've got a little mug, we've got a t-shirt, a lanyard, and of course to top that all off, a PG258Q gaming monitor, which is 240 Hz, so it's going to be awesome for competitive gaming and basically thrashing anyone online.
Well, I follow ASUS on Twitter and just various bits of websites, check a few things, see what's out there, what's new, what's going on, and come across the competition. So I've just thought, you know, you never know what happens, but let me try and go for it. Looked at my computer, looked down at it, realised it's finished, and I thought, you know, it's good to enter, you never know. Good things happen. Yeah, I had a phone call that day and said I won a competition. I thought it was a joke. So just in the middle of actually, I just had a car crash. So I was actually so frustrated what happened. So then I just said, listen mate, I'll call you back later. I can't talk now. Put the phone down. Called back later on, spoke to a guy called Alan from ASUS, really nice guy. Took me through the process of what's going to happen next. The guys came not long after, gave me a laptop on loan. So I took that while they was taking my machine. So here I am a few weeks later, picking up my system, can't wait.
So we've successfully rogged Richard's rig. He's going to be taking all of this cool stuff away with him. But if you want us to rog your rig, then keep an eye on all of our social media channels at ASUS_ROG UK, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. And maybe this could happen to you as well.